Hello there guys, it's Michelle Lottie and welcome back to another speed build. Yes, I know, another one. I've been posting loads and loads of speed builds recently, but I've just been in the mood for building in Sims at the moment. So in today's one I decided to make a tier 2 tiny house, another one. I wanted this to just be tier 1 originally, but I realised that with the style of what I wanted to go for, it would have to be a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be. So what I wanted to go for was a little tiny, I was going to say cottage, it's not really a cottage. In my mind I think a cottage is always like a bungalow, but I guess it's not. But a little secluded tiny house in the forest, just kind of enclosed by trees and really super cozy. And the one thing I kind of centralized this whole build around was I wanted it to have one of those open balconies. So not as in an outdoor balcony, but the only thing I can think of where I've got this from is when I was younger, Princess Diaries. So, you know, she's got kind of like a loft. She's got a bedroom that's led up to by stairs or a ladder, and it overlooks the landing. That's kind of what I wanted to go for in this build. So that's what I was working with, and I wanted the balcony bit to be the bedroom. So that was the only thing that was going to be upstairs. And then downstairs I was going to fit an open plan living room with a kitchen, which is normally what I do with tiny houses, because I don't like making loads of different rooms in tiny houses, because I feel like it makes it way more cramped and more difficult to fit things in nicely. And then I had a very, very small bathroom. I need to work on making tiny house bathrooms though, because mine looked kind of rubbish in this build, I'm not gonna lie. It was like acceptable. I'll say it was an acceptable bathroom and I'll go with it, but no, definitely not something yeah, I need to work on that, definitely. So the way I did this balcony, I did it with a nice fencing around, with making sure it's not like a massive high fence so you can look over, and I went for a completely different wallpaper up there as well, just to make it its own little section, which I think was really cool. The only thing I found weird was it wasn't blending, obviously, when it goes to the other wall, so I decided to do this by making wooden panels wherever the windows were, which I had a bit of a faff with because I was trying to figure out exactly where my windows were going, but that was that. So it's kind of similar to on the outside of the house I had brick mainly, and then on the corners, almost like pillars, I had wood. So I just kind of continued with that to make little wooden panels for the windows on the inside, which I think were quite cool. Everything was very dark wooded in this build as well, which I quite liked. To me, it just makes me feel like everything's nice and cozy. But yeah, I really liked it. I think it was quite cute. The only thing I thought I could improve on is obviously the shape is very boring. It's just like a cuboid standing up, and then it had a little bit of a jut out there, as you can see. Also, fun fact, wanted to make a little outhouse bathroom, but realised I don't know if this works. I need to play test this, but if you're enclosed in a fence and there's no actual clothing to make it like a sort of room, does a sim shower and stuff? Or like, do they get too weirded out because technically it's an open room with the rest of the sim world? So I got rid of that idea, but that was me trying to avoid having to do a 2x2 bathroom, because as you know, and some of you may know, it's quite difficult to do a 2x2 bathroom in The Sims, because I don't know, it just feels super crammed and nasty, but I went with it anyway. But I'm gonna work on trying to find out if you can make a little tiny outhouse but not enclosed outhouse. And then I would have done it a completely outer section, but if I closed it off into a room, I think it would have made it a tier 3 house. I'm not sure. Maybe I did have enough room to make a bigger bathroom. I don't know, but in this build, I thought it wouldn't suit, because then I'd have to replace all the windows and everything, and it's just all terribly complicated in my head. But this is what I want for the bathroom. So I've worked out that if I put the sink diagonally, it is functional. So then when in tiny houses, I always go for the shower on the wall rather than a massive box shower, because again, I don't want to clutter it. I want to make it look like there's more room than there is. And then a toilet, and then I just decorated it with some lovely plants and paintings. For here, I just went with loads of wall art, because I mean, if you put loads of stuff on the floor, it's gonna look super cluttered. So that was kind of my technique, just shove loads of stuff on the walls and it'll look fine. And then I added loads more paintings, which I thought were cool. I really love these paintings. I don't know what pack they are. from. I can't see from here because I'm very, very blind, but they are super, super cool because you can get very similar styles and just change the sizes and make it look like a cute painting collection, which I really like. So we went for that. Next I decided to work on the bathroom here, which is beautiful. Again, wooden and very American style. I love this. This is literally I guess, is it American style? I'd say it's American style. But this is the kind of layout of a kitchen I'd love, just like the counters going around and then having a little breakfast bar. I love that so much, and I love building that in The Sims. And just adding a few miscellaneous decorations to make it look a little bit more homely. Just whilst I'm doing this, I want to let you know something very exciting that's happening, not on my channel but on a brand new channel. So as you guys may know, in Frantic Gaming, which is a thing apparently, we have Boris, who's one of the members, also my boyfriend. He has now made a YouTube channel, which is super cool, and he's posted his first video, which I know he worked very hard on, and I don't know, I quite liked it. It's quite funny. There's a lot of funny edits in there, and it's a War Thunder video, and I know a lot of you watching this channel were interested in War Thunder videos from me, but whilst you're waiting for that, you should definitely go check out his channel, because he's got a lot of cool videos coming on games like War Thunder and I don't know, maybe Call of Duty, other stuff like that. He plays quite a few cool games, and so yeah, look forward to that. I'm gonna link it in the description below. Please do show some support because he worked very hard, and I think it's gonna end up being a really cool channel. So yeah, cooler than mine probably, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, anyway, back to the speed build. That was the kitchen finish. Just added some lovely overhead counters and a little steam catcher. Is that what's called? Is it called a steam? I don't know what that's called. An extractor fan thing? I don't know. Also, I just remembered again, I didn't put in a smoke detector. I am 100% safe. Love that for me. Very exciting. Also, the really annoying thing is when you decide to make place miscellaneous objects like freehand, like not snap it, when you have to move stuff, it's absolutely like the biggest pain, but we got there eventually. It looks, as long as it looks good at the end, it's worth it, I guess. But here I tried to make a TV and a sofa work. I was gonna go without the TV, and then I thought, you know what, I feel like a big criticism of my builds when I make tiny builds is I'm like, oh, I won't put a TV in because it's not necessary. But I mean, ideally you'd want a TV in a house, so I managed to sneak one in diagonally, which worked amazingly. And also I thought I'd put another little, I guess, entertainment thing. What's it, recreational thing? I don't know. Things that like Sims can do for fun, like activities. I feel like it's quite important for these to be play testable, as in playable. You need to have stuff or room for stuff for Sims to do. So a TV, a bookshelf, maybe I could have put an easel in, something like that. But I've definitely trying to make my builds much more functional from now on, just so you guys can actually play it and stuff. Because I do think I get hung up on the building aspect and forget that like playing and playable households and lots are probably one of the main parts of building in Sims in the first place. I do have on the Sims store a profile, and it's Miss Charlotte if you guys are interested in it, and most of my builds, some of them that I've done speed builds on, I don't have anymore, but some of the good ones are up there, and some other builds I've made previously are uploaded there for you guys to download and stuff if you want to. So I definitely want to make them playable just so people can actually enjoy them rather than just showcasing them like, oh, this is my pretty build, just so they can actually be played, because I guess that's more of the point of Sims, is playing it, but I do get more fixated in just building stuff. I don't know, that's just me. But anyway, yeah, I'm working on the upstairs portion here. I decided to put some really cute fairy lights. I wish these were more two-dimensional, but I guess they are classed as wall art, I guess, sort of. Also love this, just me hovering over a plant pot. Don't know what that was about, but I agree on every level. But instead of trying to fit a double bed or whatever, I decided to put 2 single beds up there, with some bedside tables, there we go. And I just adjusted the style of the bathroom a little bit, and just going back and added some little bits and pieces like carpets and rugs and all sorts to make it look a little bit more homely. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the inside, I'm pretty sure, except from this weird roof that I was trying to sort out. In the end it ended up clipping through a bit, so I had to like put it a bit smaller. but you know, I'm just not good at roofs. It's just not a good thing for me. Then the difficult bit, I wanted to make it look very foresty but really natural, so I went for a weird mixture of trees. And from looking at it from this view, it looks a little bit silly in my opinion. I don't know why, but in play mode it actually kind of looks all right, I think. And it's kind of like covered and submerged as much as I wanted it to be, which is great. So I just went with some cool foresty trees, and then had this little line of like tall trees, kind of paving, that's what I meant, paving the way to the front of the house, which I thought was nice. And then I decided to put in some lovely greenery because you can't go wrong with a bit of flowers. And then I just kind of added more grass and flowers and daisies and stuff in the area, just so it looked natural, like a foresty field area, which I think was quite nice. And then just adding some essentials like bins and stuff. And then I really wanted to kind of spice up what the house on the outside looked like, so I just came up with some pretty flower beds. Kind of went for a pink theme with the outside of this house, don't know why, but it kind of worked. I liked it. I definitely need to work on this. I feel like this is all I do every video. I'm like, I need to work on this, but making the outsides of houses look more interesting, maybe with their structures, like adding cool little roofing bits over windows and stuff. But today I just went with flower beds apparently, and then just sizing down the trees because they were way too big, and adding some rocks around the flower bed because that is pretty to me. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous, look at that. And then I decided to also add some lanterns and finally a pond, and that was pretty much it. So if you did like the video, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments any feedback you have, anything you want to see, any speed builds. And also I'm planning to get out some more Planet Zoo, just an update with that because I got an Arctic pack recently, which is super exciting because it was on sale. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Do feel free to subscribe for videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.